嗱，以前咧就有9大行星啦，但係冥王星咧喺06年被剔出行星嘅行列之後咧，行星只係剩低8個啫。
咁科學家就喺1月喺太陽系邊緣發現一顆行星，咁科學家甚至係預測佢會嚴重威脅地球所有生命。
咁英國《太陽報》報導啦，呢一顆第9號行星最接近地球嘅時候，會令到彗星同埋小行星撞向地球。部分科學家甚至預料最快4月底就會出現呢一個情況。
咁係咪即係話地球所有生命到時都會滅絕呢？
美國路易斯安那州大學太空物理學家惠特邁爾就認為，呢一顆行星嘅軌跡環繞太陽一周要2萬年。
咁佢就話，當呢一顆行星進入布滿石塊嘅柯伊伯帶嘅時候，會令到彗星同埋小行星撞向地球。咁更加認為佢同以往地球生命滅絕嘅歷史有關。
報道就話，以往嘅化石研究顯示，每2600萬至到2700萬年，大部分地球嘅生命就會被滅絕一次，但係原因不明。
有科學家更加擔心，今個月底之前呢一種情況就會發生啦。咁究竟係咪危言聳聽？信不信由你啦。
And we're going to start the mix with the end of days. It was seen in Australia overnight. Yeah, take a look at this.
Wow.
This freaky springtime storm in Australia was seen in Brisbane yesterday. We're getting word. Look at this guy. He posted that this was a reminder to never go to Brisbane in the spring.
Wow.
When he posted that video. 28,000 lightning strikes recorded in this storm that took place 6:30 in the evening last night.
Is crazy. You know.
Hundreds of fish have washed up on a beach south of Perth. Local fishermen are angry. There's still no word on what's caused the deaths.
Kim Burton has been fishing Cockburn Sound for almost 4 decades, but he's never seen anything like this.
Just saw multiple dead fish on the beach, probably 7 or 8 different species.
More than 700 fish have washed ashore since last Wednesday, but why remains a mystery.
Here's another one. This is the biggest fish kill we've seen in the oceanic waters.
Testing done by the Department of Fisheries so far hasn't been able to find a cause. Investigations are continuing.
2015, with all the resources of government and all the things that they've got at their disposal, it's really disappointing that they can't tell us anymore.
Even the author of Charlotte's Web could not have spun this story, or maybe it's best described as a sci-fi thriller. Either way, there's an 8-legged problem causing headaches for some homeowners in North Memphis. Frost or morning dew covering the grass in this neighborhood near Chelsea and May.
I've never seen anything. 34 years and I never saw this. Never seen nothing like this before. When I got up this morning, it was like spiders all on my door. They were coming in my house.
Yeah, well, a sinkhole the size of a football field has swallowed a large part of a beach on North Stradbroke Island off Brisbane. Tons of sand disappeared into the sea, but authorities say the sand will likely return with the tide. Experts are calling it an underwater avalanche.
Campers and fishermen are being warned to avoid the area until the beach stabilises.
A downtown favourite has reopened after an unusual phenomenon forced them to close for the first time in almost a quarter century. The Elephant Room had to shut down back on November 13th after a sinkhole opened up. The owner wasn't sure how long they would be closed or if they could reopen at all. It's the first time they'd closed their doors since opening back in January of 1991.
A man thought he was driving into a parking spot, but his car ended up being swallowed by a sinkhole. Half of the car Andy Liston was driving is in this big hole. He lives on Folsom Street in South City. He parked there because somebody was parked in his normal spot. Liston says as soon as he pulled up, the ground opened up.
I pulled in and this thing, my whole car fell in. And I hit my head on the steering wheel, but I was so scared that I just jumped out the driver's side, like on a movie, just jumped out the passenger side,
It's a question that just appears just won't be solved. Picture after picture coming in to Channel 9, of course, of that crazy cloud formation. So many of you sending in these pictures across the tri-state, really. And tonight, weather experts are still stumped about what could have caused this. One thing we do know, it carried on for miles and miles in the sky.
What the heck was this? It was seen over across the tri-state today, and a lot of folks got nervous because the obvious look is, oh my goodness, it's a funnel cloud. As you take a closer look at it, it's kind of broken up a little bit. There's some jaggedness. It's not quite held together, but boy, it caused a lot of folks to wonder. We were talking about it this morning. Jennifer Ketchmark ended up talking to the Weather Service. They didn't know what it was.
Many of you called our newsroom or sent us messages on our Facebook page saying that you heard it. People in Boyle and Mercer counties reported a loud boom that shook their homes last night. Emergency crews investigated but couldn't find any sign of an explosion.
He said was he sent me an article about the explosion.
Felicia Kelly and her daughter Michaela say they like the quiet, peaceful farmland area around Parksville in western Boyle County.
This is as loud as it gets out here.
So you can imagine the surprise when that tranquility was suddenly broken Thursday night.
It sounded like a loud, like an explosion or something. I mean, it wasn't. It was kind of different because it was just kind of a dull boom.
Yeah, it was more of a sound. It was a boom, you know, it was a loud explosion type.
The Danville 911 Center received at least 15 phone calls. It was apparently heard in neighboring Mercer, Lincoln, and Garrett counties as well.
There's been a lot of theories floating around as to what exactly it was. The prevailing one, police are telling me, possibly a meteor shower and the resulting sonic boom from that.
And some people told us they actually heard 2 loud booms, but no one reported actually seeing anything in the sky.
At 5, that section of Vasquez Canyon Road that buckled several days ago is still closed to traffic. But as Eyewitness News reporter Annabelle Munoz reports, the unstable road is now attracting the curious.
Vasquez Canyon Road in Santa Clarita has become quite the eyesore over the past few days. Professor Jeremy Boyce said, quote, "There was no big rainstorm that triggered this. There was no big earthquake that triggered this. The long arcing up and down street grew 15 feet in 3 days, which has completely stumped local geologists."
I just don't understand it. You know, like I say, I've lived here all these years and I've never seen anything really like this.
The Oklahoma Corporation Commission wants companies to close 2 wells and cut back at 23 others after a series of earthquakes today. It happened near Cherokee, which is about 2.5 hours west of Tulsa. The U.S. Geological Survey says people in 13 states say they felt that earthquake. 4 more earthquakes happened in that same area today and 2 others near Crescent, Oklahoma.
The U.S. Geological Survey says a 5.9 magnitude earthquake has struck northern Afghanistan.
Well, if you thought you felt the earth move beneath you in the early morning hours, you're not alone. A small earthquake, registering at 3.6, shook the area near Cornwall today just after midnight. The quake was reported 15 kilometers from Cornwall. There are reports that residents heard a loud crack before the rumbling began, lasting around 20 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. The New Madrid fault caused quite a stir this morning and throughout the afternoon. You may have felt it. There were 12 earthquakes reported today, all centered near Lilburn, Missouri. One man working in the area says all the rumbling woke him up.
I was laying in bed and it hit, and I thought it done broke the bed down. I thought the bed done broke completely down with hard as it hit. And it wasn't too long later, and we had another hard thud.
But so many quakes so close together is a bit unusual.
Happy New Year, everybody. This is Steve Olson with a new special report. I've been watching Core 2, and we have some new things to show. The date is January 1st, 2015. So let's start out with an update on Core 2. As we can see, we're having a really strange object here that we're going to talk about a little bit in depth today, folks. It's been there for quite a while. It's been pointed out by a couple other scientists, researchers. Nobody knows what it is, and nobody's talking about it, obviously, so we're going to talk about it today. Similar to the last video that I did, going backwards here. Similar to the last video I did, what I did was I lined up the H1 stereo and Core 2 as best as I could with the geometry available, and actually just wanted to give you an update that whatever this is, Nibiru or whatever it is, it seems to be orbiting around this object, and that's why I keep trying to show that this is Venus and Mars in our view here. So just to kind of go through some of the evidence that we're seeing today, I wanted to actually take you to first the Australian Antarctic Division and kind of give you a view of what's going on from the South Pole. And again, things have evolved and not changed since the last time we talked. Check this out. It's going to come up on the screen here real quick. It seems like I get a bright spot every time I look for this, and I'm very thankful for these opportunities to see it. But check this out. Okay, so there's our object again, which I believe is a brown dwarf, and I believe these are either planets or other stars. The object that some people were arguing was some type of guts of the machine, reflecting back out now is proven it's not. It's up in space somewhere, a huge triangle with this eye coming down on it, I suppose. I don't know. But that's out in space, and this kind of proves that today. Check this out. Oh my God, this is just mind-blowing stuff. I can't tell you how mind-blown I am. And then I just wanted to quickly show you that the object is still visible at the regular times, which is sometime in the middle morning to noon in the central time to go at the sky cams and see it in Brazil, and then evening time central time if you want to go look at the sky cams in Australia, which, by the way, they're shutting down. So with that all said, I'd like to finish up with just a quick look at the last couple of days of Core 2 imagery and just do a little slideshow for you. The first thing I'm going to point out to you, though, is on the 25th of December. Oh my God, what is that? What is this cloud or whatever this down here? I think we know. If you go look at my past videos, you'll see what we found together. This thing bursting out here and this big black spot. These are not normal Core 2 images, folks. Let's just be clear on that, okay? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and we'll run through Core 2 here and see the last couple of days, make some comments, and then I'll let you guys go with the final word. It's, by the way, not going to be a religious word. It's going to be a scientific word, so hang on, because there's another piece of evidence that I need to show you here before we end the video. Look at that. That is amazing. There's all this like cloud formation down in here. There's something moving across the frame down here, like a comet, another comet. The sun is just not normal. And then all of a sudden, boom, they change it. And then they start to doggle it and occult it again. But I'm going to show you that it's not as easy to hide as you might think here in just a second. So here we go. We're just going to flash back to the beginning again. So let's get rid of that, and let me take you to my final point. So there is definitely something behind the sun that's causing its own rays, and let me show you why I believe that. So here's that close-up of one of those images, and this is the cleanest image I could get of this object here. First of all, you notice that this is not coming from the sun. They're doggling the connection there, so you can't see that this is not coming from the sun. And let me show you why, how I know that. So simple geometry will tell me that everything emanates from the center of the sun and comes out. So that is definitely from the sun. Number two, this one is definitely from the sun because look at it, it's straight and it goes right through the center. That one's definitely from the sun because it goes right through the center. Check that one out. That one doesn't go through the center, folks. This is not coming from the sun. Have a good afternoon. Look for my next videos. Hope you're doing well.
嗱，以前咧就有9大行星啦，但係冥王星咧喺06年被剔出行星嘅行列之後咧，行星只係剩低8個啫。
咁科學家就喺1月喺太陽系邊緣發現一顆行星，咁科學家甚至係預測佢會嚴重威脅地球所有生命。
咁英國太陽報報導啦，呢一顆第9號行星最接近地球嘅時候，會令到彗星同埋小行星撞向地球。部分科學家甚至預料最快4月底就會出現呢一個情況。
咁係咪即係話地球所有生命到時都會滅絕呢？
美國路易斯安那州大學太空物理學家惠特邁爾就認為，呢一顆行星嘅軌跡環繞太陽一周要2萬年。
佢就話，當呢一顆行星進入布滿石塊嘅柯伊伯帶嘅時候，會令到彗星同埋小行星撞向地球。更加認為佢同以往地球生命滅絕嘅歷史有關。
報道就話，以往嘅化石研究顯示，每2600萬至到2700萬年，大部分地球嘅生命就會被滅絕一次，但係原因不明。
有科學家更加擔心今個月底之前呢一種情況就會發生啦。咁究竟係咪危言聳聽？信不信由你啦。
And we're going to start the mix with the end of days. It was seen in Australia overnight. Yeah, take a look at this.
Wow.
This freaky springtime storm in Australia was seen in Brisbane yesterday. We're getting word, look at this guy. He posted that this was a reminder to never go to Brisbane in the spring. Wow. When he posted that video. 28,000 lightning strikes recorded in this storm that took place.